Red means mute?
No, red's on.
Okay. Okay. Whoa, this chair's high.
Hey, Kyle, you got me?
Yep.
All right. Well, we're now joined by the winner of tonight's NASCAR All-Star race, and that is Kyle Larson. Kyle, just a quick opener. Lots of rounds, lots of inversions, but also lots of action, lots of passing, which was the reason for those rounds and inversions. So exciting race. Congratulations. Please take us through all that action tonight.
Yeah. Well, first off, I'm just glad Brandon Overton wasn't here to take any more of our money. He was really good this week at Eldora. So good to get a win and something. But yeah, no, it was fun. I thought, it was that first segment there. I thought, I kind of fell back to third, maybe second or third. And I was like, man, it's Texas. It's going to be hard to pass, but was able to get to the lead again, win that segment. And then I was like, okay, I think I got a good car. I could be able to drive up. And that was not the case. I was really tight in traffic, and we had to take a really big swing at it. The third round, I actually went backwards in the second one, so we took a huge swing at it. And I'm not really sure what happened that segment. But anyways, after that one, we kept making huge swings, and then I noticed that the guys who had finished up in front and started in the back of the invert didn't move forward. So I was like, well, we're probably not bad in points here. And then for that fourth one, I knew as long as I finished second, I was going to be second points line up for the fifth round there. And that worked out good. We were able to have, get out and get running and stretched out, and end up lining us up for third going to that final stage. And I definitely wanted to be third because I wanted to be able to choose the outside. I feel like you have more options when you go there. So that restart just worked out perfect, where Chase kind of got choked up and I was able to get to his back bumper and push him past the 12 to get him a little bit clear. And he kind of, shaded left, a little bit much. And I poked to the outside and had about almost all fours, but we're both right sides above where we'd been running. And I kind of eyeballed it under yellow, and I was like, you know what, we have a 10-lap run, and there's no points on the line. I'm gonna go for it if I get the chance, and if I wreck, I wreck. But I think there'll be enough grip, and it worked out. There was. So yeah, that was just really cool.
Excellent. Thank you, Kyle. Now we'll go to questions, and we'll open it up with Bob Pockers. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, Kyle, with this format, were you able to get in any sort of a rhythm? Were you confused? Were you it seemed a little disjointed just watching it, but did you kind of feel there was a flow?
So I honestly, like, looking at the format before I got out there, like you said, I thought there were going to be too short of runs where you couldn't get into a flow and you couldn't really pass. I thought, at least for me, I thought when it strings out, I can pass people easier that way. But the drafts were so big that, you could make up ground for, 10 laps or so. And then it seemed like people's, your tires would start fading and it got harder to pass. So I don't know what other people think. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I don't know if this format, I don't know if this is an event now we're going to take to other tracks each year or not, but I don't know if this is a format that will work at every track. But I feel like for Texas, it worked. And I think the mandatory green flag stop at the end was kind of cool. The inverts were nice, not knowing exactly what the invert number was going to be kept you wanting to, progress. Even if you were anywhere inside the top 12, you wanted to progress. So I thought it was okay. I don't know what the other competitors and fans thought of it. And you, Bob?
Bob
I still don't know what to think.
Yeah, no, Bob loved it. I confirm.
Do I get follow?
Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
All right. Are you concerned at all about your teammates thinking you're winning too much? If you know what I mean by that. I mean, are you concerned that they'll get frustrated that they have the same equipment and you're beating them?
I don't know. I mean, who's to say? I think for me, I mean, I guess I'm the one winning, so I've got a different view of it. But our team, our overall Hendrick Motorsports is winning. So, like when William won Homestead, I was pumped. When Alex has gotten his couple wins, I've been pumped. Even getting beat by him at Dover, I was excited for him. when Chase won at Coda, like I was in the position to win the race and the rain came out and I was still happy for him and the team. So as long as our organization is winning, I'm cool with it. And so far, I think we all are as well. You know, if we can keep running good and working together, you know, all four of us will be hard to beat. So we just got to keep that up. And, you know, we have talks about it throughout the week. And yeah, I think those are great conversations to have and get ahead of things. So like I said, I enjoy racing with my teammates. We race hard together. I thought we raced great today to kind of set us up to be up in the front, to give at least 3 opportunities to win this race. So going into that final 10 laps. So yeah, I think we've worked well together. Obviously it's proven, you know, we've all been up front, you know, a lot these last month and a half or so.
Next, we'll go to Lee Spencer. Go ahead, Lee.
Thank you. And just, you know, think of it this way: Brandon Overton won 273,000. You won over $1 million, and didn't have to work 2 nights for it. But anyway, when you got out of the car, you seemed happier. I mean, I haven't seen you this happy since winning the Chili Bowl, and I'm just kind of wondering, what was it about this event? I know you like big events. And I know you like big checks, but what was it just that had you so elated when you stepped out of the car?
Well, I think because there's points in the race that I didn't think I was going to win. I think through the second and third rounds there, I was like, you know what, I'm just out here logging laps. I'm not going to be able to win tonight. You know, my car is not driving nearly as good. I'm getting passed by people. I can't pass, you know, cars that we lap typically. So I was like, you know, there's no way. But then, you know, I kind of got that glimmer of hope when I looked up and noticed that like the 18 and the 9 hadn't passed anybody in that one stage. So I was like, you know what, we're going to line up front. And now that ran that whatever segment that was where I was kind of towards the front, I was like, you know, my car's getting better. So then, yeah, I think I was so excited because there was a while where I didn't think I'd win. And then to go and steal it there in a shootout from, you know, Chase Elliott, who's, to me, in my opinion, like the most aggressive and best restarter, one of the best restarters, especially from the front row. So that was really cool. And to win a lot of money is awesome too.
And just also curious about the BJ1. I mean, you really used it to your advantage, except for when you broke the draft on Keselowski to jump out and really, you know, get an advantage over him. But the BJ1 really seemed to come in and be the place, you know, it seemed like the groove to be in tonight.
Yeah. It's, I saw Dale Jr. I think he tweeted something about, you know, maybe it's time to either not put it down or potentially move it up the racetrack. And I would kind of agree with that now after running. It gets so grippy and we know that it's got so much grip. I think, you know, it's almost too low and too fast. And 1 and 2, 3 and 4, I don't know if we'll be able to move up much more than where we were at already. But I think for sure I would like to see coming back in the fall. I don't really know what the weather would be like. You know, if it's colder, then yeah, for sure. I think we need to probably move it up some, but yeah, it was a ton of grip up there for sure. 3 and 4, it's so easy to run that you don't really even notice the VHT.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Jerry Jordan. Go ahead, Jerry.
Your teammates may or may not be frustrated with you winning so much, but definitely your competitor, Mark Brackett, talked about after the race. You guys are too fast to even Brackett, not catch any of the Hendrick cars, you know, specifically you. But he said you guys are overly fast out there on the track. How do you respond to something when your competitor are saying things like that?
I don't know. It's I'm not the ones that works on the car. So I think that's a big credit to Hendrick Motorsports and everybody back at the shop, the engine shop. I mean, because they've been putting in the work. So it's a shame we've got only, you know, half a season or whatever left with this package. But, you know, I think next year will be hopefully just as good.
Just a reminder, if you are at the racetrack, please ask your question into Zoom. We just need it for the transcripts. Thank you. Next, we'll go to Davey Siegel. Go ahead, Davey.
Hey, Kyle, you're one of 8 people now to win multiple All-Star races, and everybody on the list is a former champion or a Hall of Famer. Curious if you've had any, well, you haven't really had time, but what does that mean to you to have an accomplishment like that and be associated with legends of the sport like that?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I hadn't thought of it, but yeah, I mean, it's cool, but races are hard to win and championships are even harder to win. So we just got to keep working really hard. This is definitely the best opportunity I've ever had to, win a championship. But there's still a long season left, and other cars and teams are going to get better, and so will we. So just got to keep working hard, and hopefully we can have ourselves in position come October, November.
I don't know if you've spent the $1 million you won a couple years ago, but do you have any idea how you're going to spend this million?
I'm gonna save for sure.
Smart man. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go to Mark Garrow again. Mark. Mark, you might be on mute. I don't know if you can hear me. All right. Next, we'll go to Tucker White. Go ahead, Tucker.
Kyle, as we kind of following up on Davey's question there, you're the first driver in, I believe, over the 35-year however long it's been, history of the All-Star race to have won it at 2 different tracks. So given how many drivers have won this race and how few tracks we've gone to in that time, how is it taken only until now for that to happen?
I don't know, probably because it stayed at Charlotte for so long, for a couple generations, I think, or so. But yeah, I don't know. It was fun to watch it at Bristol last year, and I've always believed that the All-Star race should move around to different tracks and stuff, kind of like how other sports, their All-Star games kind of move to different venues and things. But yeah, we'll see if that's something that they do. I think all of us drivers would love to see that, but yeah, it's cool to be that one of the few guys that have now won it to a couple different tracks.
All right, thank you.
Next, we'll give Mark Garrow another shot. Mark, you got me?
Thanks, Mike. Kyle, where does this win rank? You won a lot of big races. Where does this one rank?
I don't know. It's hard to really think about right now. But my emotions were really high for sure. Gosh, as soon as I took the lead, my foot's wide open and I can feel it shaking, and I'm like, but it was, so it obviously means a lot to win. And but I don't know where yet to rank it. It's definitely up there. Purse wise, it's in the top 2 now of purse races I've won, but really cool to win any crown jewel in any sport, but in NASCAR especially.
And how does it feel right now? I mean, it seems no matter what you get in, you're up front, you're winning, you're 10 feet tall and bulletproof, at least the last couple of weeks. Just what does it feel like as a race driver to be in this kind of a groove with good equipment and be on top of your game?
Yeah, I mean, it's great for sure. But I think it's a credit to all the race teams that I get to race for. I'm in some of the best equipment, and anytime I sit in a race car, I'm in some of the best, if not the best equipment out there. So, Paul Silva prepares, and I believe he's the best sprint car mechanic. So his sprint car is amazing. Kevin Rumley, I got to spend all week with at Eldora. He's a genius. So his cars are always good too. And then obviously, my 5 team is unbelievable. So, just very fortunate to be, in these cars. I've worked really hard to put myself in the best equipment. But yeah, it's definitely enjoyable for sure.
Next, we'll go to Dustin Long. Go ahead, Dustin.
Thank you, Kyle. How did this battle with Keselowski compare to any you've had with him before? I'm just wondering because for as strong as you guys have been, I just wondered if you saw a little bit more desperation or a little bit more aggressiveness maybe than what you had maybe some other battles with Brad, or if this was just like a typical battle.
I mean, I think it was a typical battle with any competitor. it didn't seem like it didn't matter to me that it was Brad behind me. Like it could have been anybody, and I think it'd have been the same. You know, I haven't seen a replay at all, so I don't really know what was happening behind me. I could watch my mirror a little bit in 3 and 4, but 1 and 2, I was just focused on my marks. I think I felt him try to maybe take the air off my rear into 1 once. You know, I got a little bit light getting into 1, but it's hard to pass the leader for sure, and I could tell he was going to have to get desperate to do something and get a run on me, but thankfully our car was fast enough. He just couldn't, get those extra few feet.
Thank you.
Kyle, congratulations. That is all the questions we're going to take for you. We got